Destroying the Aryan Invasion Theory. This is the theory that sometime between 1800 and 1500 BCE, Aryan tribes from Central Asia invaded North India and established the Vedic civilization. However, this theory has now been discredited. Yet, it still exists in textbooks and online and continues to carry influence. The Aryan Invasion Theory was the brainchild of Europeans who could not imagine that such a high culture had come from within Greater India. In the 1850s, Max Muller introduced the notion of Aryan races. Some, he suggested, migrated from the Caucasus into India and others west into Europe. Earlier European attempts to explain the presence of ancient Indian civilization had much to do with the biblical belief that humankind originated from a single couple, Adam and Eve, a couple who were curiously often depicted as white Caucasian. Their birth time was believed to be around 4000 BCE, so their objective was to deny any culture with roots further back than that. But there's no reference in the Veda to an invasion or peaceful migration from outside of India, and all the geographical features mentioned in the Rig Veda are those of northwestern India. And the famous Mahabharata is full of consistent references to regions across India. There is also no record of an Aryan invasion in the Puranic, Buddhist, Jain or Tamil writings. There is a striking cultural continuity between the archaeological artifacts of the Indus-Sarasvati civilization and the following Indian society. In fact, the ancient historical existence of the Sarasvati River's existence is a threat to the Aryan Invasion Theory. The river is mentioned numerous times in Vedic literature. Since around 3000 BCE, the river simply began to dry up, completely disappearing in many places around 1800 BCE. Geologists have found evidence of a large river system that flowed through the northwestern India and Pakistan. The scriptures show a population shift from the Sarasvati to the Ganges, which is supported by archaeology. The Aryan Invasion Theory was based on the assumption that a nomadic people in possession of horses and chariots defeated a sophisticated civilization that somehow did not know anything about horses at the time. Yet now we know the Indus Valley civilization and northern India was urban and sophisticated, and archaeological evidence for horses has been found in the region. And how did nomadic tribes from outside defeat a developed civilization who had elephants, walls, social infrastructure, etc., without signs of even a struggle? Horses and chariots are very prominent features in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and most of the Puranas, even in the four Vedas. Remember, the Aryan Invasion Theory relies on the belief that the use of horses was imported into Indian culture. It is now concluded that the Indus cities were not destroyed by invaders, but deserted because of climate change and desertification of the area, as well as changing river courses. Some have suggested that the area was then subjected to a series of huge floods, gradually driving away any remaining inhabitants for good. There are even theories that cities like Mohenjo-daro were subjected to something resembling a nuclear attack. Many skeletons with high radioactive counts has led to such a view by some, backed by the description of Brahmastra weapons in the Mahabharata. Anyway, after all those disasters, there was not a large migration into India, but rather large-scale waves of migrations west of the Indus Valley and into the Middle East. Excavations of Dwarka has led to the discovery of a site larger than Mohenjo-daro. The Puranas list over 120 kings in one Vedic dynasty alone. They date back to the 3000 BCE. Greek accounts tell of Indian royal lists going back to 7000 BCE. The Bhavisha Purana supports the belief that the descendants of Kasyap Muni, based in Kashmir, took the blessings of Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, to establish the writings of Sanskrit onto palm leaves. This trend moved southwards. But the point is that all of this area was once classed as India, or Bharat.